Never, never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another.
26 years later, the Rainbow Nation finds itself in another major crisis.
You and your government don't represent me. You represent your own interests. You are disgraceful.
Government corruption and high crime rates, a failed economy, and continued poverty have caused many South Africans to lose hope yet again.
And that is why we've arrived back at the same question that we asked before the fall of apartheid. Is there hope for South Africa, or will we make the same mistakes all over again?
The ideal future for us has to do with us learning from our past.
What is our 100-year plan? What is the master plan for this nation 100 years from today?
So we'd like to take you back to the early 1990s, when millions of people were gearing up for civil war in South Africa. Two of the best negotiators in the world, Lord Carrington and Dr. Henry Kissinger, along with a number of other significant world figures, were called in. But they abandoned the peace talks and left the country, fearing a South African Armageddon. A miracle was needed to avoid civil war.
A miracle is a temporary suspension of the laws of nature. It's when something unnatural happens. So natural people cannot create a miracle. There has to be somebody outside of the laws of nature, and it can only be God. But how does God work? God works through people.
And I think that's what we saw in '94.
We're prepared to negotiate, but the non-negotiable is that Mr. Mandela and those who are in prison from all political parties and those who are in exile must return.
I realized when I became president in 1989 that I had one term to bring about the changes which the National Party has then already agreed upon within its own ranks in principle.
We didn't know whether ultimately there's going to be a war within the country or not.
And part of what made apartheid survive as long as it did is that people didn't understand each other, didn't know each other, they just were enemies, scripted to fight.
Ek wil daai mense vra om my te help. Ekskuus dan ek wil ek huil.
That evening, we would be flying to Ulundi to try and save the election.
There were just too many coincidences. They just were, for me, pure and simple God incidences.
South Africa woke up next morning, quite unaware of the dramas of the night, and the election was carrying on smoothly. Do you think God was in that? I think so.